know pigs. Them beasts that grunt and squeal like good old hogs on the farms. But what about their wild cousins, wild boars? What sound do they make? Hold on tight, because today we're diving into the fascinating world of wild boars, and we're gonna answer that question. First thing, you gotta know that there's several species of wild boars, and they all make slightly different sounds. Generally, they let out a variety of grunts and cries. The sounds they make also depend on what they're trying to communicate. We can group these sounds into 3 categories: calls between friends or family, alarm calls, and calls to wreck some jerk intruders. Contact calls are like the classic sounds them wild boars make to share basic info with each other. It's like deep grunts for the adults and cries for the young ones. The intensity of these sounds might vary depending on the specific situation. The females tend to be way more vocal than the males when it comes to contact calls. Maybe it's because the females are living in groups with their little ones while the males are out doing their thing in complete silence, except during mating season or when they gotta wreck some hiker's knees. Sometimes, instead of grunting, wild boars be purring to show they feel all happy and satisfied. They mostly do this while they chow down on some grub, and just like before, the sounds might be different for various boar species. Plus, even within the same species, the sounds can vary, cause the little piglets learn to imitate the specific and unique sounds their mamas make. It's like a whole communication code going on in their piggy family. So next up we got them alarm calls. As you can imagine, these are the sounds the wild boars make to warn others about some danger in the hood. They're usually high-pitched and sound all frantic. They might even have this deep guttural sound going like "Urk, urk." Or they throw out this sharp cry that goes like but those are only rough approximations. Finally, we got them combat calls, full of violence. These wild boars can let out a series of sharp calls when they're challenging each other for a fight or defending their turf. You mostly hear these combat calls from the dudes, especially when they're squabbling over the same lady or when they got some other dudes encroaching on their territory. But even the ladies ain't holding back. They be throwing hands at members of other social groups trying to invade their hood. These wild boars can also make combat sounds when they attack some prey or trying to scare off predators, especially those arrogant humans they find downright disrespectful. Now, you might all be wondering how aggressive wild boars really are. If you've ever heard a wild boar getting all up in a confrontation with a predator or pushing back against some potential threats, you might have damn near peed yourself hearing the furious noises they make. And I reckon you already know they got a mean reputation. But are they really that aggressive? The short answer, they'll straight up smash you if you get too close, so you better haul ass and click on the next video.